everyone. So today we are going to discuss about some of the hacks that can be used in your Excel to increase our productivity, because Excel is a tool which is used by many data analysts, and day by day they have to come across many such problems which actually lead to some delays if they don't know these hacks. So we are going to explore some very interesting hacks which are going to increase your overall performance related to Excel. So let's just explore into it. So the first major hack that we will be exploring here is related to flash fill. So what exactly is flash fill? Flash fill that can be accessed using a shortcut key called as Control plus E is used to automatically fill the data pattern based on some examples that I will be giving to my Excel. The same examples will be replicated in my upcoming rows. Now let's see one demo how it can be implemented. So like here we have a small data in which we have first name and last name written separately. We want to concatenate together in one single column. So this is first way of using the flash fill. We'll give an example. We'll drag it using my autofill operator here. And from here we will select the option for my flash fill, and voila, it's getting updated for all the rows. Now there's a shortcut key also to implement my flash fill, that is using Control plus E. So we are typing here one example, that is 2099, and we are going to press here the shortcut key Control plus E over that particular cell. And as per the example, it's going to replicate it for my upcoming rows also. We are going to replicate it same for my building, where I just want this lab central HQ, and this is how it will be replicating by just pressing Control plus E. Email address via my first name, I want to add just a domain name. So here I'm adding my domain name as itvedant.com, and I want this to be replicated for all the other employees, and it's getting updated. So this is my flash fill option. Now let's see the next shortcut that we can apply on your Excel. So that is your Alt is equal to. So Alt is equal to is basically, it's going to automatically insert your sum function, which will sum up the values over the range of cell. You can select multiple cells to give you many subtotals also. So let's just explore it through an example here once again. So like here I have a sheet of students with their marks in different subjects. I select the first row and I will press Alt plus is equal to will give me the summation. This is another way. I will just select the cell. All the cells before it will be summed up here. Select the entire portion and press Alt is equal to. You will get the summation related to all the rows. We can do it column wise also. I'll select the entire portion and this is my summation. Now let's just explore one more hack related to your Excel. That is your fill series, which is mostly used to fill the data according to my series. This series can be my number series, it can be my date series, it can be the series related to some list that you might have created customly. So how exactly this will help you to save your time in doing the very tedious jobs to do these things manually. So this is a small example of how you will be working with your fill series. So I have given here number 1, just below that I will add number 2. And I will drag them together to give me a series. So I'll select both of them and I will drag it down. This will give me a series of the numbers with a difference of 1. Then I am creating a date series here. So I've created a date. I'm going to drag it and automatically this date series is going to update me for individual day. Similarly, we have an automatic series created for the month. Now let's see the next series in which we are going to do it with the numbers with a difference of 5. So you can see 10, 15, and then when I drag it down, it's creating a series with a difference of 5 to us. Then we have 10, 9. This is my decreasing series. So every number will be coming in a decremented order. So this is giving an example of how you can work with the fill series here. The next hack that we are going to see here is related to your quick analysis tool, which can be accessed by using your Control plus Q key. So it is going to basically give you some options related to adding charts, related to adding your data bars, conditional formatting, just by the pressing of this shortcut key, that is Control plus key. So let's explore into it how it can be done. So I have a data series available with me here. So I'm going to select my entire data on which I want to work. So first I will select this entire data and I'm going to press Control plus Q on it. It's going to give me series of options like I want to create here data bars, color scale, I can set, I want to give the conditional formatting. The charts can also be created. You can select the chart and that particular chart will get created here. There is also an option related to adding of your spark lines here. So there are multiple options that you can actually access using this particular control plus key option. So totals, you can calculate the sums, you can calculate the average, you can calculate the count, percentage of the total that is available. You can create the tables. This entire range can be converted into a table. And you can also add your spark lines to compare the values in a single row. You can add your spark lines. So these are some of the options which are available here in your quick analysis tool here. The next axis is very important, wherein some tedious job that we have to do manually can be actually avoided with the help of this paste special option. There are 4 categories in your paste special, that is your add, subtract, multiply and divide. So let's just see now a simple example of how it can be implemented. So here I have a data series. So this is some numbers which we have it in negative. So we want to convert these numbers into positive. So I have written here a negative number. I'll go to my paste special option. I will select my range. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my paste special option. I'm going to select here multiply from my paste special. And I'm going to click on OK. You can see the numbers are getting converted. I want to convert these numbers into percentage. Now the problem here is this percentage will multiply it by 100. This could be avoided by first writing here the value that is 1%. Then copy that value. First we'll copy this value. Then we will select this entire range and go to my paste option. In the paste option, we are again going to select this multiply. Multiply will multiply all these values and will convert this into a percentage. So let's explore now one more hack here. That is conditional formatting. Actually, this particular hack is known by many of you, but this is one of the hacks which is actually of a great advantage to me as a data analyst, wherein I can put the formatting on my data as per a condition so that easily those data are visible to me and I'm able to work on it. So what exactly is my conditional formatting? It is used to identify some trends. It's used to identify some outliners which are not satisfying my criteria. So this is how we can implement conditional formatting in our Excel. So this is one data set here. And to implement conditional formatting, we can go to our conditional formatting option here. So we need to select the range. Then we have this conditional formatting option. Highlight cell will highlight the cells as per the criteria. Like I'm saying, highlight all the cells where the value is less than 35. So all the cells where the marks is less than 35 for our students are getting reflected. Similarly, I can add one more rule for more than 35. So I can say highlight the students with the marks greater than 70. Let's change the color also. So those students with the marks 70, greater than 70 should have green color. So this is what is getting highlighted here. Let's explore in between if I want. So I want the values between my 35 and 70 to be highlighted in a yellow color. So I can change my color. So all my students, whatever their score is there, that is now highlighted. Like each student has scored highest in which, each student has scored lowest in which is getting highlighted using my conditional formatting. We can also show the top 10 rules. So here in my percentage, I'm saying highlight the people who are at the top, like top 3 or top 5 or top 7. So here it's currently highlighting the students who are my top scorer, top 3 scorers here. So these are some of the rules which we can apply in your conditional formatting. Let's see the next hack, that is my pivot tables. Now pivot tables are something which we will be using to summarize my data. So I have a huge sheet, but in that huge sheet to look at that data, you're not able to understand what exactly is the performance of my data, what exactly is my data talking about. So we always need to summarize, group my data to understand my data, and pivoting it is one of the best way to do it. And here in Excel, we do have an option to pivot it. Let's see an example of how the pivoting can be implemented. Like in this sheet that we are going to see, we have some student marks which are scattered for different subjects and we want to group it up according to the subject. So we'll select the entire data, we'll go to tables, we'll go to pivot tables, this range will be getting selected. We'll say okay. Now here my pan will open up, like I want to summarize. So I want to summarize the records according to what? So here the first field I'm selecting is my first name. So all my first names are coming. And then we can add the aggregation related to each student's how much score they have got. We can change it. We can also get it changed here to show me the marks related to the subject. So we can add the subject and indicate how many subject marks do I have for each student. So we can do the aggregations like sum, average, minimum. Then we have added the bifurcation related to subject, like each student has got how many aggregate for each subject here. So it's a complete summary. It's a complete summary that is by my student, by my subject, that is represented in that entire sheet here. So this is the advantage that pivoting will give us to summarize the data and understand some trends in that particular data. Let's move ahead with the next particular hack that is very much essential for us, because sometimes we get the data that is not properly formulated in a form of a table. We get the data in a form of a text file, we get the data in a form of a single statement, and we want to extract the data in a form of the columns from that statement. So this hack can be very useful for me, wherein you can split your data into multiple columns of your Excel. Let's see how it can be done. So this is one small example in which we can explore it. So I'm getting this data. We have this full name. The complete name is written. We want to scatter it in two different columns. So what I can do is I can first create two different columns, one for first name and one for last name. And then we can use the option of my text to column to actually split this column over my space. So here we are going to select my column. We are going to go to this text to column option. We are going to say my values are delimited by a space, because there was a space between two names. Two columns will get added. And then we will say finish, and you can see both the columns are divided. Similarly, from this also we want to segregate my email address and my phone number. Here they are separated by comma, few are separated by comma, few are separated by semicolon. So while selecting the delimiter, we are going to select comma and semicolon both to get this values. So here I'll first copy paste the value, then I'll go to my delimited. I'm going to select, you can see there's a comma, there's a semicolon. So here I'm going to select first comma also, plus I'm going to select my semicolon because few values are missed. Next, then I'll click on finish. You can see both the values are getting separated. My email address is coming in one column and my telephone number is coming on the another column. The next hack that we can use here is to remove the duplicates. Many a times the data that we get is duplicated. There's an unnecessary repetition of my data which will actually hamper the final analysis that we are going to do. So why not clean our data and remove the duplicates first? And Excel has a hack for that also. So let's see an example of how exactly this removing duplicate will help us out. So I have a sheet here in which there are multiple records of my name and this entire thing getting repeated. So I'll select my range, I'll go to this option of remove duplicate. I will select where I want to remove this duplicate from. If I want to remove it from all, I'll select OK. It's giving me an option, 4 duplicate values were found. Those 4 duplicate rows, complete rows has been deleted. These are some of the Excel hacks that we have seen, but your Excel is loaded with multiple such hacks. I would like every one of you to just try out these all hacks, plus try to find, are there any other hacks available in your Excel which will increase the productivity of your work? I hope this session was being helpful to you. Thank you everyone.
From Itvedant, visit the link below to schedule a free one-on-one counseling session at your nearest Itvedant center. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel.